The car dealership is the most sophisticated sales system ever built. And most people going through those doors have no idea what they are walking into. Because every dealership in America is running the same choreographed system. From the greeter in the parking lot to the finance manager with the pen at the end, every single person has one role: to move you through that system before you have time to think. But there are 5 specific moments inside that building that signal one thing: you are about to get taken. When you hear any one of them, you do not negotiate. You do not ask for the manager. You do one thing: you get up, you thank them for their time, and you walk out that door. That is your power. Today, we are going to show you exactly when to use it. The monthly payment trap. You sit down with the salesman, and before you have even seen the car you want, before you have talked price, before anything, the very first question out of his mouth is going to be this: so, where are you trying to keep your monthly payment? That question is not small talk. It is not a consideration for your budget. It is a trap. The moment you answer it, you have handed them complete control of the entire deal. Here's how it works. You say you are comfortable at $500 a month. They take that number and they build a universe around it. They stretch the loan to 84 months. They pack in products and fees you never asked for. They may even raise the price of the car itself. And your payment stays exactly at $500. The math underneath is a disaster. But the payment looks right, so you sign. Buyers have walked into dealerships looking at a $41,000 car and driven home in a $48,000 car. Their payment was exactly what they wanted. They had no idea. When they ask you about your monthly payment, there is only one answer: I am not shopping by payment. I want the out-the-door price. The full number, tax, fees, everything. That is the only number being discussed today. If they accept that, you are off to a good start. If they keep steering the conversation back to monthly payments, that is your first signal. The system is already running. Number 2, you made your offer. You told them what you want to pay. The salesman nods, stands up, and says the same thing they say in every dealership in every state in this country: let me go talk to my manager. And then he disappears. 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You are sitting alone in a small office, staring at brochures you have already read twice. Here is what is actually happening. They are not crunching numbers. They are not fighting for your deal. They are waiting. On purpose. Because every minute you sit in that chair, you become more invested. You took time off work. You brought your family. You have already mentally driven that car home. And starting over at another dealership down the street feels exhausting. They know that. They are counting on it. The wait is not inefficient. It is a strategy. It is the foundation that makes every other move on this list possible. So here is what you do. 10 minutes is fine. At 11 minutes, you stand up. If you can see the salesman, you tell him you have somewhere to be. If another 2 minutes pass and nothing has changed, you walk toward the door. Watch what happens next. The manager materializes. The counteroffer appears. The urgency that did not exist 5 minutes ago suddenly becomes very real. If you have been sitting in that chair for 20 minutes and nothing has moved, that is your signal. Stand up and leave. Number 3, the trade-in ambush. This is the one that cost a commenter in our last video $4,200 on a deal he thought he had already won. You have been at the dealership for hours. You found the car. You negotiated the price. Everything is settled. And then the salesman asks one simple question: so, what are you planning to do with your current car? That is not a casual question. That is a trap. Because you already negotiated the price of the new car without your trade-in in the picture. Now they want to fold it back in. They lowball your trade, and because you are tired, invested, and close to those keys, you accept less than the car is worth. Your car might be worth $18,000. They offer $15,400. You push back. They come up to $15,800. You take it because you just want to be done. That is $2,200 gone. Add the other markups buried in the deal, and suddenly you are out $4,200 on a negotiation you thought you had already won. The fix is simple. Before you go to the dealership, get 3 cash offers on your trade from CarMax, Carvana, or AutoNation. Walk in with those numbers. When they ask about your trade, the answer is this: I have offers from 3 companies. Match them or we leave it out of the deal. Keep everything separate. If they try to mix your trade into the purchase price before you have even agreed on a car, that is your signal. Walk out. Number 4, the finance office. You made it through the sales floor. You negotiated a good price. You feel good. And then the salesman walks you down a hallway to a smaller office. This is where the real money gets made. The finance manager is not an accountant. He is not a lawyer. He is a salesman. The highest paid salesman in the entire building. And he has been waiting for you. He is going to open a stack of products: extended warranty, paint and fabric protection, wheel and tire coverage, gap insurance. And instead of telling you what each one costs, he's going to bundle them and translate everything into a single number: your monthly payment. He might say something like this: for everything combined, it only adds $31 a month to your payment. That sounds harmless. Take a breath. Because $31 a month over 72 months is over $2,200 for products you will most likely never use, and this is not an accident. The finance office is the last stop on purpose. By this point, you are exhausted. You have been in that building for hours. You just want the keys, and they know it. That exhaustion is the weapon. So here's what you do the moment you sit down in that office. Before any product discussion starts, you say one thing: I need every product itemized separately with the full dollar amount. Not monthly, the total. If he refuses to give you individual prices and will only speak in monthly payments, that is your signal: walk out. Number 5, the expiring deal. You negotiated a good price, you know your numbers. And just when you are about to close, you hear one of 2 things. Either the salesman leans over and says, there are 3 other people looking at this exact car today. Or the manager walks out and tells you this deal is only good until midnight. This is the oldest move in the playbook, and also the most transparent. Artificial urgency, designed to stop you from doing one thing: thinking, going home, running the numbers again, checking what the dealership down the street is offering, talking to your partner. They want a signature before any of that happens. Here's what you need to understand. That car is not going anywhere. In almost every single case, it will still be on that lot tomorrow and the day after. One buyer heard this exact line, walked out, and called back 72 hours later. The car was still there, and they gave him $1,400 off a price they told him was final and non-negotiable. Because here's the reality of walking out that door. The salesman loses his commission. The finance manager sells nothing. The manager goes home empty-handed. Walking out is not rude. It is not a weakness. It is the single most powerful move you have. So the next time you hear that this deal expires at midnight, or that another buyer is coming in this afternoon, stand up, shake their hand, and walk out that door.